Okay, here's a picture from back in 1992. This was printed in the Argus Leader back in June of 1992. Just introducing the new business to Sioux Falls. Second picture here. This is compliments of the museum. This is our first flyer back in 1992 that Sioux Falls was mentioned in. I think it's kind of neat that the Clay County Fair was celebrating their 75th year anniversary that year. So this would be the first year in 1992. Here's the paper tags that we used to use to inventory all parts. As you'll see at the top, the stock number V&O 0592. This would have been a part that came with when we bought out V&O. Probably the most abused stock number ever here in Sioux Falls. Anything we sold had V&O 0592 on it if we didn't know where it came from. Here's an oldie but a goodie. This would have been about a year into the business, June of '93. You got myself on the left, John M. in the middle, and Tom on the phone on the right. Pretty neat deal. Here's an even older picture. The reason I have this one is just to show myself on the left there. That would have been loading some iron in Spencer. And then you got Chad Andringa on the right here, also loading some iron. So Chad also loaded iron before he was in IT. Here's another old picture from back in the summer of probably 85 or 86. Person on the left is Mark Warren. Person on the right is Phil Nelson from Spencer. And we're getting a lesson on dismounting a tire. Here's a pickup order. This is what we used to use. In any new unit that we bought, we'd have to fill out this pickup order. One copy would stay at the branch. One copy would go to Spencer in the box. But this basically is how we used to get stock numbers. Here's the old phone card. This is what we filled out every day, every single phone call. Once a week, we would send it in the box to John C. And once a week, the following week, he would call us later in the day and we would go over each and every one of these. This is just the classic pictures. There I am shining up the toilets. There's Tom and Dan Foster sitting at the parts counter. Here's just a feature when we used to be buying more pickups or any pickups. There's a couple trailer loads of pickups coming in. I would assume those would be some that John M. bought down in Omaha or in the Kansas City auction back in the day. Here is just featuring the building in its original state almost. That picture there, you can see Denny's Corvettes. And then just other general pictures of the building. There used to be a gravel road right out here in front of 54th Street, and then just showing gravel over on the east side of the building. Here's an old Christmas party. Sioux Falls and Spencer used to have their Christmas parties together. You got John M. and Amy. You've got Chad and Don over here on the right. You know it's an old picture because Chad doesn't have a whole table to himself. And the little kid with the blue thing on his head is Ryan Labatt. Here's an old picture of how we used to go pick up vehicles. One Saturday afternoon, we loaded a bunch of people in the back of a cube van. They sat on chairs and old couches. And here's a picture of the ramp coming home on I-29 South, just south of Fargo. And the bottom picture is what those cube vans turn into. Used to sell a lot of more cube vans. This is just featuring some old pictures from farm shows here in Sioux Falls or out in Mitchell. There's a picture of Jerry Schroeder driving a cab over truck. Him and I went down to Husker Harvest Days back quite a few years ago, and this is Jerry driving the old cab over tractor back. There wasn't even a sleeper on this thing. We had to put our bags in the grain trailer that we were hauling behind it. And here's just another picture of the old parts counter and Tom doing books in the corner. A few other older pictures of farm shows. This picture is of the Hawkmaster. This is our first grain trailer line that we ever had. It was a steel hopper made in Council Bluffs. A couple neat old top kicks. We used to build a lot of those. This would have been 2004 vintage. The original building that we had, the 80 by 100, was brown. This would have been the year that we were adding the shop on. These pictures are also same year. This would be the showroom, current showroom. This would be my son Wyatt playing around when we're building. Picture of some of the red iron. There's a picture I mentioned earlier with Bob, Jim, and Mike. And just a few other general pictures. I think Ruben and Rink are in a couple of these. Another picture of the showroom. This would have been the showroom after it was almost completed. Jerry sitting there on the counter, take a note of the big computer there. This would have been the first day in the shop when we actually opened the shop up. We had a customer appreciation day after we had the shop completed. This is just a few photos from there. There we've got a bunch of people from that we used to go to the farm shows with. The guys from Grainmaster, the guy from AgriCover, Vicky's there, Mark Warren. Another picture from that day, you got John and Ruth and Lynn Fedderson. We liked our new showroom so much we even had a Christmas party there that year. This would have been a picture from the Christmas party. Another picture from the Christmas party. You got a Baker Jr. showing us how to run a computer. Another picture from 2004. As you can see, the shop was added onto here. That would have been the yard. Here's a gear shop. This was in 2011 is when we added a gear shop here in Sioux Falls. This was in the original shop. That has since moved across to the east. There's Roger working on his gears. And the current guys in the gear shop. This would have been a 2011 also expansion. Or excuse me, 2008 this was. This is the cold storage warehouse that we added where we have shipping and receiving now. More pictures of that going up. That's the final. And also that year, or excuse me, 2011 is when we added the IT guys here in Sioux Falls. This is just a picture from today in the IT department. This was the AOX property mentioned. This building is now our home for our D-Man facility. All the D-Man has moved in there. Also some warehousing and inventory. More pictures of the D-Man facility. This is the teardown bay. More D-Man. Some engines flipped over, getting checked out. And this is the yard. Nice picture overview there. All right, this is our latest work we've done here last winter. This is before, this is after. So this was our truck sales office before, and this is now. They've just moved in there the end of January. Looks really good. Also, just a real overview of the truck lot from a plane. Hopefully some of you on this have had a chance to go pheasant hunting here in South Dakota. This would have been more than 15 years ago. First crew that we ever took pheasant hunting, some customers. And this was this past year. Nice group of guys. This is our softball team in Sioux Falls. We got guys from all the different departments that play ball on Friday nights here in Sioux Falls. That's our crew from the 75th anniversary picture a couple years ago. And here's our current group. I hope everybody enjoyed a look back at the history in Sioux Falls. It's hard to believe it's been 25 years already. I know I have another 20 or 25 years in me. How about you? I would like to also take this time to thank anyone and everyone for any part that you have played in the success of the Sioux Falls operation. Thank you.